Hey, it's time for Stevie Rocks. Hey, kids, rock and roll, rock on. Well, the year now is 1973. I'm in high school. What am I in? Ninth grade? Something like 10th grade? High school. And I started hanging out with friends that were all into music. I wasn't a big music guy when I lived in Brooklyn. I moved to Long Island. That became the thing because everybody else was into. When you're a kid, you're into everything your friends are into. When I was in Brooklyn, I was into wiffle ball and stickball because that's what my friends were into. When I moved to Long Island, I got into music because that's what my friends were into. That's what it is, right? And what were they into? They were into the latest prog rock masterpiece. They didn't call it. I don't think they called it prog rock back then. Progressive rock. It was FM radio music because nobody listened to AM radio. We listened to FM radio. And what was FM playing? They were playing a lot of things like Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Jethro Tull. That was the prog rock years, and it was the best years of prog rock, really, if you think about it. And for my birthday, I asked my parents. They asked me what I wanted. I said I want albums. I want albums because that's what I was into. I want albums. All I wanted was music. I wanted to buy as many albums as I could. And one album I asked for was Yes-Songs. My parents didn't know it was a triple album, and it was probably $13. Now it's probably $50. It's crazy, the album prices. But I got it. Triple album, Yes-Songs, live. Now, whether you're into Yes or not, I was a Yes fan. I wasn't a Yes fanatic. There's people out there that are like gaga over Yes. Even to this day, they're like freaks, Yes freaks. I like them. I'm not a nut, but the quintessential Yes collection is Yes-Songs. It's live and it features all the songs from that period that really matters for Yes. And that is the Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge. That's like the block of albums that was probably their best work. It was their best lineup. I love Time and a Word. I think that was a great album. The first album, I listened to it. It didn't really thrill me. Time and a Word, I thought was great. This is none of that. There's none of that on here. This is the lineup of John Anderson, Chris Squire, uh, Steve Howe, Bill Bruford, but he's only on 3 songs on this triple album, and the rest is Alan White, who took over for him, and Rick Wakeman, of course. Rick Wakeman basically became the sound of Yes, and he's very prevalent on this triple collection. And it's really good. It's really good. The thing that always amazed me with Yes is how well they duplicated their studio sound live. I mean, you listen to this live album, you listen to their studio stuff. I don't really see that much of a difference. There's a little difference in obviously the sound quality and the tone because it's a live album. It doesn't have that we're going to jam out live feel. There's no mistakes. It really it's not loose. It's very tight. But that's kind of what Yes fans enjoy about the band is their ability to remain so technically proficient, and that's eventually what I ended up hating about the band. But this is their best period. Let's go back to that. This is a great album, great triple album. Uh, if you want to get into Yes, I would highly recommend Yes-Songs. All right. Everything from Close to the Edge is on this album. It's like there's only 3 songs on Close to the Edge. Siberian Catru, um, and You and I, and the entire side too is Close to the Edge, the whole suite. And it's really good. I mean, for a few years I got sick of it. I really became anti Yes. I became no Yes. Yeah. But I really like them. I listened to it again recently and I was like, this is really decent stuff. Of course, Roundabout is on there, Long Distance Runaround, Heart of the Sunrise, all from Fragile. And from the Yes album, we got Yours Is No Disgrace, Starship Trooper, Perpetual Change, Your Move. I mean, All Good People. I mean, this is really all you need. If you want to you don't need to buy any greatest hits albums. This is really the best greatest hits of Yes is Yes-Songs. And again, great songs, great musicianship. I can listen to it on repeat and really not grow that tired of it. maybe I'll put it away for a few months. But whenever I want to go back to listen to Yes, I pick Yes songs. It's good stuff. I never got to see Yes in concert. Even I could go now if I wanted to because they're sort of still around. I mean, without John Anderson, I don't know. I heard the new singer is okay. They're almost a tribute band at this point. But in the later years, there was a period in there after Close to the Edge. They did Tales from the Topographic Ocean, which is pretty much unlistenable, and everything after that was like Tomato and Going for the One, and I'm not really interested in that period of Yes. Later on, when John Anderson was still in the band, but they incorporated a couple of guys from the Buggles, Trevor Horn, and those albums were pretty good. Drama and 901816. I don't know. I always call it 90210, but that's not the name of the album. It's actually the the number of the ISBN. That's what it is. But anyway, they got a little very commercial, and very boring. They lost something. Yes has a specific character. They have those like otherworldly themes of spaceships landing and a beautiful world. It's a Yes world. It's very positive songs, good vibrations, good karma. They're into all that spiritual awakening kind of stuff. And I like that. I like that about the band. I love John Anderson's voice. He had a couple of solo albums that are actually pretty good. Elias and Sun Hollow, I think, was one. Pretty good. I like John Anderson a lot. Steve Howe is an amazing guitar player. Amazing. He looks like a skeleton. Chris Squire, unbelievable bass player. Bill Bruford, unbelievable drummer. Rick Wakeman, unbelievable key. These guys were really at the top of their game in musicianship. I mean, they're really like amazing musicians. But if you want musicianship, listen to jazz. All right. Yes has a little more character than that, and I enjoy them for that reason. So, Yes-Songs, number 12 on my list of 100 albums that I like, that I can listen to and not get sick of. All right, guys. I hope you're watching. Feel free to comment, share. I don't get many views. I'm doing this for myself, obviously. Who the hell cares? See you tomorrow.